Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to 102.7 Chop FM. It is Wednesday night. It is 8:30, and that means it's time for Nerds of the North. DJ Padawan here.
And DJ Bobo.
As always, we bring you the very best in news, for entertainment, movie releases, and, of course, nostalgic music.
Oh, yes.
We started you off there with a fantastic little song from a YouTube artist. That was Lindsey Sterling's Shadows. Following up, well, that was Huey Lewis and the News with The Power of Love from the Back to the Future soundtrack. Come on, don't leave me hanging there, buddy.
No, gotta leave you hanging.
No! Alright, this week it's time to start you off with some entertainment news. You got video games last week, now it's time for entertainment. First story on the list here is Universal Studios Florida is to open the Wizarding World of Harry Potter Diagon Alley on July 8th of this year.
I wish they had something like this at Wonderland.
Forget Wonderland, just put the Diagon Alley store in Toronto somewhere.
Well, yeah, okay, anywhere near where I live, but...
Anywhere.
Yeah.
I want to be able to go and get chocolate frogs, I want to get everything Potter.
Yeah.
Because, why? I don't care. I may be 30 years old, but Harry Potter is awesome.
And realistically, it's not that big. Like, if you just did the main stretch of the main...
we're not asking to have Nocturne Alley here, just give us Diagon Alley.
Yeah. It would...
Ollivanders, Madame Malkin's,
yeah,
Florence's ice cream parlor.
Yeah. And then the bank would be like the main kind of...
The bank is where they're just going to line up like 9 ATMs.
Yeah. I guess so. I don't know. Like, just, I don't know. It all works. I don't know.
And, of course, the bookstore.
Yes.
You also need quality Quidditch supplies.
Oh, yes. Of course. Of course.
Maybe, it just sells World Cup stuff right now. Who knows? They got to do something.
Man, if they did anything like that at Wonderland, it would be big.
You'd have to expand Wonderland.
Yeah. That's the thing, yeah. I'm pretty sure Wonderland is restricted right now just by their land space. Like,
well, have you, like, their newest coaster goes out in the parking lot.
Yeah.
For crying out loud, so.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Moving on to, the next Bourne film has been moved to a release date of July 15th, 2016, and Jeremy Renner will be reprising his role as Alex Cross.
Yeah, see, I haven't checked out the newest
I haven't checked out the new one myself either. He did a great job as Hawkeye, so I can see him doing a really good job as Jason Bourne. I still kind of prefer the original.
Yeah, I could see that.
I don't know.
Personally, I don't know. I'm not too big on the Matt Damon, but he
I didn't
pretty good.
I didn't like Bourne 2 or 3, but 1 was amazing.
Yeah. I didn't mind 3 though. I don't.
2 and 3 they needed to be one movie.
Yeah.
They really did. But well, whatever. Okay, Prometheus's screenwriter Jonathan Spates, I think his name is to draft up the Doctor Strange screenplay. Do you have any idea who Doctor Strange is, Bodobo?
Sounds familiar.
Doctor Strange
I'm sure it's something
is a Marvel character.
Yeah.
He's known, I believe, as the Sorcerer Supreme. Out of all the Marvel comics, he is a literal magician. He's trained by a man called Limmer, otherwise known as Merlin.
Okay.
And that's what he literally battles the cosmos to keep everything in order, protecting the mundane from the supernatural.
So this is going to be yet another Marvel movie.
It's
standalone Marvel.
It is. Now they did try to make back when the Incredible Hulk caught on as a TV show, way back in the 60s and 70s.
Yeah.
They decided to try and do the same with Doctor Strange, and a pilot was made, and it was something.
Yeah.
But it certainly didn't go anywhere. So this is it is one of the harder villains, or harder series for Marvel to adapt into the screen, just because some of the villains you can't get across on the silver screen.
Well, was it the Adventures that we went and seen, and the very end teaser? Who was it? That movie? Was it the Collector, or what was the villain or the character at the very end?
It was.
They were in like a shop. There was a whole bunch of like.
Yes, that would have been Thor: The Dark World.
Yeah, it was Thor. Yeah, it was.
That is not
Or I was just I
him.
can't. Yeah, I know. I can't think of the name of the guy.
But we did see him mentioned during Captain America: The Winter Soldier when the gun platforms began to target everyone.
Okay.
One of the targets pinged up on the screen as Stephen Strange.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I do remember that. Okay.
So.
That's interesting.
Now, other news, Warner Brothers is set to reboot the Scooby-Doo live-action series.
Oh.
Attention, Warner Brothers. You are already failing. Scooby-Doo is a cartoon.
Yeah.
It needs to stay a cartoon.
That's the thing. When you do a live-action movie,
I will give Matt Lillard all the credit in the world for making Shaggy believable.
That was a good Shaggy. That was a really good Shaggy.
That was spot on.
Oh,
the
yeah.
first movie really sort of nailed who the characters were.
The cast, okay.
But Scrappy Doo brought that movie
yes,
down into the graveyard.
It did. The cast, the live action cast wasn't too bad. Like, it looked believable as a live action kind of Scooby.
Rowan Atkinson as the bad guy.
No.
Really?
Okay, no, I wouldn't do that. But like,
what killed that movie was the CGI.
Yeah.
It was horrible.
Yeah. What else did they do? Was it one was the Ghost Island movie, right? Scooby-Doo.
One was the Ghost Island, and two was.
Or was it? I think the second one might have been Ghost Island.
Well, the first one they physically went to an island.
Yeah.
And college kids were leaving brainwashed.
Yes. That's the one I remember watching. I have seen them both. I just can't remember. But yeah, okay. To bring this series back again, I don't know.
Matt Lillard did an amazing job of impersonating Casey Kasem's voice.
I shake my head at this. I want to see the casting though. I want to see what they do. If they bring like anybody back.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see. But moving on with a rather unfortunate segue, we have lost the original voice of Shaggy.
Yeah.
The voice of radio for so many years. We have lost Casey Kasem.
Yep.
Admittedly, I didn't realize that it was Shaggy until I actually tried to hear it, and then wow, that is his voice. I remember Casey Kasem from his cameo in Ghostbusters.
What's the cameo?
He's just talking about the random news. Some people believe that these paranormal investigators are actually the cause of it all. So this is Casey Kasem, and now on to the news. It's like, okay, cool. Sad to see you go.
Yep.
Some Star Wars Episode 7 news. A little bit of old news, but I'm deciding to talk about it now. How many fans freaked out, got themselves absolutely scared and terrified that this movie is now in dire straits? Because a hydraulic door fell on Harrison Ford's ankle.
You crippled Harrison Ford on a set of the most important movie. Okay, now they have said that this isn't going to delay.
It is an injury, but it is a recoverable one. He is looking at 8 weeks off of principal photography, which means, hey, you brought together a whole new cast. Time to shoot.
Yep.
Shoot the new cast.
That's the thing. Like, if they were planning to do the Harrison shots first, then, or like a lot of the main scenes or anything like that, or I don't know, they probably had to switch plans. Which I don't know. It would be unfortunate, but I'm sure they'll get around it. And
I'm sure they're going to make
hopefully
it.
Hopefully the release will stay on track. Hopefully.
It will. I've seen Harrison Ford bounce back from worse injuries.
Yeah. Well, he's getting up there, man.
He is getting up there, but he's in really good health for being.
I would hope so.
The age that he is.
Okay. Yeah. A lot of celebrities they get taken care of.
Okay. Moving on for some release dates and Blu-ray news for you. Coming out tomorrow, you have Think Like a Man 2, which it's, I don't know, what is your teen comedy style movie right now?
I guess so.
And on Friday, we have Jersey Boys. Really nothing of note. Next week, however, Transformers Michael Bay edition.
Oh.
I only want to see this movie for one thing, and that is to see Optimus Prime and Grimlock rip things apart.
Is it really next week?
It's next week.
We could probably buy our tickets now almost.
Well, now we know what our next cinema screening is.
Yep.
It's
going
time.
down.
It's time for some Transformers.
Yep.
I think it's going to be the last of the Michael Bay films we're going to see this year.
We're going to Turtles, man. We're going to Turtles.
You are going to have to tie me up and drag me to that theater. I don't want to see that.
We might as well talk about the latest.
They have released
another picture.
A picture.
This is a full...
full standing. It is Shredder standing off with Splinter. Yes, you only see the back 3/4 of Splinter's head.
Yeah.
But you see the Shredder head on in what I'm assuming is supposed to be an intimidating pose, but I'm laughing hysterically at it.
It is.
I am very happy that this is not called Iroku Saki's version of Shredder.
Robo Shredder.
This is worse than Robo Shredder. This is Robo Shredder hands.
Yeah. It looks like
you could take Shredder,
if I see
cross with RoboCop,
yeah,
blend with Edward Scissorhands,
yeah,
and then pour Michael Bay on it.
If I see any sort of other weapons other than blades kind of pop out of his arms, I don't know, it's gonna be weird. If I see any...
The blades coming off his hand gauntlets are
I
like
know.
4.5 feet long by this picture, okay?
Yeah.
And there's 6 of them.
Yeah.
And they're at different angles.
It's funny, over the generations, there's been more and more spikes. When you look at the older ones, I think he had 4 on his shoulder, and then it was 5 or 6, and then now he's probably got 8 or 12 on there.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have witnessed the absolute pinnacle of Ninja Turtles in the cinema, and they belong to 1990 and 1991's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles films brought to us by the Jim Henson Company.
Yep.
And New Line Cinemas. That is the pinnacle. They have never been better, and they never will be better.
End of story, moving on.
End of rant, because I like my job. Okay, this is, of course, summertime, and summertime has one major thing going. With a lot of people having more time off from work, it's time for convention season. Now, we've been talking about conventions off and on for a while now. Get used to it. We're nerds. It's bound to happen. Conventions are the one place where we can go and gather with other nerds and don't feel like people are staring at us trying to figure out what we're talking about. If people are staring at us, it's because they want to jump over and join into the debate. Well, coming up on July 18th to 20th, we have Con Bravo. This will be taking place in Hamilton, at the Hamilton Convention Center. Very easy to get to on Go Transit, very easy to drive to, and there's 2 hotels right nearby that are still got reservations open for it. Now, it's $45 for a weekend pass. That's a pretty good value for the weekend.
Yep, that's not too bad.
Individual day tickets range from $20 to $25. So get the weekend pass.
Yeah.
And this is the convention for online personalities.
Yeah, YouTube.
All those people that you watch on YouTube or you watch on Blip or Twitch, they are all going to be there. This is the show by fans for them so that they can meet the people that they've been spending so much bandwidth watching.
Yeah.
And the guest list includes JonTron. I don't know if you've ever seen him, but he usually does reviews with a little budgie sitting on his shoulder.
Sounds familiar.
The Game Chasers.
Yep.
This is, if I get the group right, I think this is the group that Justin Carmichael went to work with right near the end.
I think so, yeah. I believe so.
Pat, the NES Punk Country.
Yep.
Really, whenever you search him, the next thing you're just going to show up on the list is the Angry Video Game Nerd. But his Nintendo collection is insane.
Yeah. Absolutely
insane. Angry Joe Vargas is going to be there. And for those of you who don't know Angry Joe, have you ever even visited YouTube before? Like, the man's got an absolutely incredible amount of video footage out there from video game reviews to cinema reviews to Let's Plays to... And the guy's created his own angry army for all games that he runs. You could jump into Guild Wars 2 and encounter the Angry Army.
The Angry Army.
He does a really good job on production value and everything, so it's... I don't know, it's enjoyable to watch his videos. And he's got a really good sense of humor for what he's talking about. We also have Louis Lovehaug. I'm probably saying your name wrong, sorry. But otherwise known as Linkara from Atop the Fourth Wall.
Yep.
Primarily, this is a comic book reviewer. And a huge Doctor Who fan. So, not really a huge fan of Doctor Who myself. I like it.
Yeah.
But I'm not as into Doctor Who as I'm into, say, Star Trek. But he does have quite a number of very good reviews. In fact, if you want to know anything about the Power Rangers, go and talk to this man, because he's done an entire retrospective on the Power Rangers. Moving on, we have Nash Bozard. This is the man who operates Radio Dead Air and his weekly Monday night show. You can also catch him online at any other time he streams his radio, because he streams it throughout the week, but he goes live on Mondays.
Yep.
This guy's funny. He's got a good comedic timing for talking about his videos. He does Doctor Who reviews as well. I think almost all of Channel Awesome does Doctor Who reviews. But my favorite segments that he does is Here There Be Dragons, when he starts talking about the fantasy movies from the 80s, which is my favorite genre, and he's covered some good ones. We also have Leon Thomas. This is the man behind Renegade Cut, where he talks about the myths, the legends, and the I guess you'd say the questionable content or imagery behind the movies. Most recently, I think he's done one on the Alien franchise, and he brought up some very, very valid points. Like when I watched that review, it's like, oh, you know, I can actually clearly see that, and you've got backup that your point is right coming from the writer of the series.
Yeah. Okay.
You convinced me. I wasn't really paying attention to that, but that now explains why I was creeped out by those movies. We have 2 musical performances that I know of that are going to be there. There's a lot of other people going to be at this convention, but I'm just bringing the list of the people that I know and can talk about. We have Brent Black, otherwise known as Brentalfloss.
Yep.
This man does a lot of video game music covers, and a lot of them are really good. And I know he's worked with the Channel Awesome team quite often. He's done the Les Miserables review with them. He actually did Did you ever see the DuckTales song that came out when the DuckTales game hit HD Remastered?
I think I've seen a video with
that was him.
Okay, I'm pretty sure I've seen that one.
Yeah, the Les Mis one, he's walking around wearing a cardboard Captain Crunch hat with a broken slinky on it. But he's mimicking Russell Crowe's performance from that movie perfectly, to the point that you actually want to turn it off. But he's a really, really good performer and really good guy when you get to know him. You also have DJ Cutman, which he's obviously a DJ that spins a lot of video game music. If you can't figure it out from the name, mainly Mega Man music. Now, some of the events you can expect to find at Con Bravo include a LAMP, or Live Action Mario Party, with they've got the big old die and they've got the map on the floor. Jump on in and play some Mario Party for real. No controllers. Bring a controller if you want, but it's not going to do any good. A segment called D20 Live, where they gather a bunch of people up on stage with a dungeon master and they try to make them cry by running them through the hardest dungeons possible for Dungeons & Dragons. I've seen one of these. It is really good.
Oh man, that would be pretty intense.
You have a full-on marketplace. You get Q&A panels with a lot of the guests. As of course, it's a convention. It's a convention where there's nerds. You're going to have cosplay. And a lot of it. Also, there is tabletop gaming, where you can actually go and people will have signed up to run tables where you could be playing a card game, you could be playing board games, you could be playing, tabletop miniature games, you could be playing pen and paper role-playing games. In fact, that's what I have gone and done. I have a table at Con Bravo where you can come and sign up to play some Pathfinder. With me, DJ Padawan, I will be running you through the game, and it's going to be fun. The one that you're looking for, in case you actually are interested, is Legend of the Celestial Sky Knights.
Yep.
Be playing Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Hope you enjoy it. Just bring your dice, bring your Pathfinder book, and show up. You don't need anything else.
Do you think now would be a good time for us to release our official Twitter account?
What, the NOTN show?
Yeah. Might as well get it out there, just in case anybody has
Yeah.
any questions about the show, anything we're talking about.
Yeah, you can, if you want to find out when we're going live, if you want to find out any of the news that we've got going on either the YouTube channel or live here on the radio, you look for NOTN show on Twitter, and that's us. Well, that's me. DJ Bodo was not part of that.
Meh.
I run the Twitter. And we have another expo coming up. The expo, some might say.
The main ticket.
To bring summer to a close, we bring every year, or we don't bring, but we travel every year down to downtown Toronto for Fan Expo Canada.
Yes.
This is the largest convention in Canada. And you know what? You're looking at a weekend pass of $115. That's a 4-day weekend.
Yep.
August 28th to 31st. And the stars that show up for these expos,
They are
big worth it.
And they are.
I'm going to start at the small end and work my way up. So we're going to have Stephen Bloom. He's a voice actor from Cowboy Bebop,
Yep.
from Naruto, and from Scryed. Eric Vale, who a lot of people could know from Initial D.
Yep.
However, I think I know out of the two of us, we remember him more as the voice of Trunks and, is it the narrator?
Yeah.
For Dragon Ball Z?
I believe so, yeah.
We also have Veronica Taylor, who, there's only one thing, or there's a couple of words to say about Veronica Taylor, and it all happens to do with Gotta Catch 'Em All.
Gotta catch 'em all.
This is the voice of Ash Ketchum, ladies and gentlemen, from the Pokemon TV show. And the last time she went, you could have showed up with your DS and Poke-battled her.
That's pretty intense.
That would have been amazing. I am battling Ash Ketchum.
I would love to get a picture of that. Just me battling Veronica.
And we also have Sean Schimmel, another Dragon Ball Z voice actor. He's from numerous other anime, but I'm sorry, this man is the man who you hear the longest power-ups coming from. Kamehameha! This is the man behind Goku.
Yes.
The English version of Goku, I will say.
Yes.
These are all the English voice actors. But moving up from there, we have Chandler Riggs from
Yep.
The Walking Dead. We also have Michael Rooker from The Walking Dead. There's a couple of other Walking Dead actors and actresses coming, but these are the ones that I actually know. Who's higher than this? Let's see. Trying to move up from bottom to the top.
I'd say your first one.
I would have to say that one too, yes. So, the man with the chin is back. It's time to hail to the king. It's Bruce Campbell, ladies and gentlemen.
He's back.
Man in almost every single Sam Raimi movie. He's written a couple of really entertaining books.
Yeah.
And this is the true face of The Evil Dead.
Yeah.
It is hilarious. You must watch it. If you don't know who Bruce Campbell is, if you're not laughing, you haven't seen Bruce. He's also Burn Notice.
Yep.
He's in there.
Yep. That was his most recent thing.
Yeah, his most recent thing is in Burn Notice. We have Stan Lee. If you have to ask someone who Stan Lee is, you are not a nerd.
I'm pretty sure my grandparents know who Stan Lee is.
Stan Lee is one of the most prolific comic book creators of our time.
Yes.
To the point where they label him as legendary comic creator.
Legendary.
Legend, wait for it,
Yeah.
Derry.
Derry.
He is the man in comics.
Yep.
If you need to see proof otherwise, go and rent a movie called Mallrats. That'll explain Stan Lee. Up from there, we have Nathan Fillion, star from Castle.
Yep.
Done some video voice work for Halo Reach, or Halo ODST. ODST, sorry, not Reach.
Yep.
But this is Captain Mal Reynolds from Firefly and Serenity, and he will never be anything else to me.
That's it.
That's the first, when I hear of Nathan Fillion, the first thing I'm thinking of is the man in the brown coat.
Yep.
Because that's where the impact he made in that show was fantastic. I was sad to see the show go. And the two most recent announcements here, we'll start with the announcement that came out yesterday, and that would have been that the Doctor has come to the convention.
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, Matt Smith, pending the ability to get through the Terminator,
Yes.
the Terminator shooting for his current schedule.
Did you check that out after I
didn't.
said?
No, I didn't
okay.
check that out.
Okay.
Matt Smith will be making an appearance at Fan Expo Canada.
Yeah. And they even
Personally, I want David Tennant.
Yeah, that'd be pretty good.
Actually, I want as many doctors as possible.
You never know, though. You never know.
Oh, if they have Matt Smith, David
That's the
Tennant,
thing,
and the new Doctor, Peter Capaldi.
Yeah, that would be
Amazing. Just amazing.
If you're gonna start a Who Fest, you might as well go all out.
Well, last year at the Fan Expo, they broke the Guinness World Record for the number of Daleks assembled at one place.
You could do it 2 years in a row. If you had 3 doctors in one place, I'm pretty sure I would even.
Yes.
I would take part.
The
in that.
original Guinness record was held by a London convention at, I believe it was 50. Between 50 and 60 Daleks dressed up in costume. Now, there was very specific rules for it, but you had, as long as you fit the criteria, you didn't have to be walking around in the massive robotic suit. You still qualified as a Dalek, as long as you fit the criteria. And at Fan Expo Canada, 117 Daleks in one location.
That's awesome.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Canada brought it. We've got the record.
Well, that's the thing. I haven't heard of anybody breaking the record. Maybe it has been broken, but
I don't know. It's come up to a year.
Yeah.
We'll have to see if the record's been broken.
Yeah.
And our latest guest announced as of 10 o'clock this morning, and if you continue to check Fan Expo's website for the rest of this week, every day at 10 o'clock, they're announcing someone new.
Yep.
Now, the teaser for this, the only clue they gave was a ring.
Actually,
now, a ring?
Yeah,
really?
Yeah.
Well, there was a movie called A Ring, but we're talking about Fan Expo here, so people were speculating on would it be Martin Freeman? I personally was hoping it would be Andy Serkis.
Yeah.
But this man is also a very good choice. Ladies and gentlemen, Elijah Wood will be at Comic-Con this year, or not Comic-Con, Fan Expo Canada this year.
Fan Expo.
And, you know, he's been in a lot more than just Lord of the Rings.
Yep.
A lot more than just Lord of the Rings. But Lord of the Rings is what he's really well known for right now.
Yep.
I still remember him in Sin City.
Yeah, that's what they had him labeled as on their Fan
And
Expo.
a couple of other things. I'm not getting the title of them in my head right now. But we have rambled on long enough about conventions and entertainment news, so it's time for a little bit of a musical break here on 102.7 Chop FM. And with it being the Nerds of the North, and it being our nostalgic break,
We gotta get in your ears.
we're going to get in your ears, and we've got 3 earworms lined up for you here, brought to you by the company who has made a living off of writing earworms.
Yep.
We have a 3-pack of Disney here for you, and they're not spanning Disney's entire decade, but there's 2 songs from the real Disney Renaissance, and 1 from the new. So to start you off, here is Be Our Guest from Beauty and the Beast. And welcome back everyone to 102.7 Chop FM. That was the nostalgic break, and we are the Nerds of the North. Unfortunately, we had a slight little hiccup there for technical difficulties, but our nostalgic break was 2 songs today, starting you off with From Frozen, Let It Go, and finishing with From the Lion King, Hakuna Matata. The challenge is to decide which one of these 2 songs is the greater earworm.
I would guess the younger audience would probably guess Let It Go, just because it's the most recent.
It is the most recent, but I was their age when The Lion King came out, and I can tell you the first thing I tried to get my hands on, and yes, I managed to get it on cassette tape, was the Lion King soundtrack.
Yeah, I think I actually had that.
I think that was one of the first 10 CDs I actually got as well.
Yep.
Well, we're all done with entertainment news, so let's move on over to entertainment of a different sort. Take it to DJ Botobo with the video game news.
All right, video game news for this week. This is following last week's show where it was a lot of E3 news. I recommend...
Really? E3 happened?
Yes, E3 happened. So, I don't know. I cannot cover everything from E3. I highly recommend, if you're interested in any games coming out for the next-gen consoles, check out any of the highlights from E3. IGN has a good list of just announcements and a list of games that were appearing at E3. But there's a lot of good gaming news websites that you can check those out as well. Video game releases, up-and-coming video game releases. June 19th, Another World, the 20th Anniversary Edition. In North America, this game is sometimes called Out of This World or Outer World, which I found kind of strange. Apparently in North America it's called Out of This World or Outer World, but they're releasing it as its original title is Another World. I find that totally strange. I never played the game. It sounds familiar. Anyways, this is being released for the 3DS, the Wii U, the Xbox One, the PS4, the PS3, and PC. June 20th, Pushmo World is being released for the Wii U. The 24th, X-Blaze Code Embryo, which is in the Blaze Blue series.
Okay.
Is being released for the PS3 and the Vita. Also on the 24th is Grid Autosport, another good racing game. I might pick this one up. It was being released for the 360 and the PS3 and PC. There was an article on IGN on why they weren't releasing this on the next-gen consoles. I'm guessing that they probably started development for this game a little bit too early, maybe, or too late, or however you want to look at it. Also on the 24th, the Vita and the 3DS are getting Farming Simulator 14.
Why?
I don't know.
What is it with people and these simulator games?
It's funny. I am one of these people. Okay.
No. Your simulator games. I'm sorry. They're different from like farming simulator.
No. Like I would play Farming Simulator. I would totally be that person that plays Farming Simulator. Don't look at me. Yeah.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm into weird simulation games like that. If you look on Steam, there's a new simulator on there.
If you look on Steam, the game would have had to have been out for less than 30 seconds for it not to be in your account.
Yeah, I know. It's hard, man.
You have a problem. You are addicted to Steam.
The prices on PC games are just so much better. Alright, in video game news, Sony is rolling out a long-awaited feature. Preloading. You can now preload games. Well, not now. This is starting next week with the release of Transformers: Rise of the Darkspark.
I
know it's just starting with that one. There's many titles that are obviously getting this as well. You'll be able.
I'm not groaning about the feature.
Okay.
I'm groaning about the Transformers game.
Whatever. I don't know. Anyways, you'll be able to preload your games 7 days in advance. So I would imagine they will be up for purchase 7 days in advance. Also, you can pre-order games, obviously, on the Sony Online Store, I would imagine. If you pre-order, your preloading feature will start automatically. Like it'll preload the game for you, download it, and install it.
Hmm.
As long as your PlayStation is in standby mode. Or
in standby mode, and you are a PS Plus member, I would assume?
I don't know. I didn't read anything about this. I think preloading is a free feature. Like
okay then.
It's like if you purchase a game that hasn't been released yet, it'll install itself on your system before it's released, right? So
okay.
I don't see.
Well, that reminds me. I actually have to get ready to re-engage my PlayStation Plus.
Yep.
Has it been a year already since the PS4? Very close.
Pretty close.
Very close.
Rockstar Games have officially confirmed that Heists have been delayed. Heists were originally cited for a spring release. Rockstar has now come out and said that the feature is taking more time to create than anticipated.
This is a feature for GTA 5?
GTA 5, yes.
Okay.
This is an online feature where you...
Because I know there's also a game called Heist.
Yes, I know. This is, I guess, it's co-op missions within GTA Online.
All right.
So you'll be able to do pretty much story mission kind of heist within online. My theory for this is now that Grand Theft Auto has been announced for Xbox One and the PS4 and PC, that Heist is going to be released alongside those. They said they haven't got an exact date. I don't think they said later this year. I would imagine it's fall this year, like every other.
More than likely, we're looking at either late third, early fourth quarter.
Yeah, so I would imagine a Heist would maybe be just before that or around that time. It would probably boost the hype back up. Also, in Rockstar-related news, Hideo Kojima is now depressed again by seeing GTA 5 on the PS4. He got a chance, I guess, to see the trailer, the PS4 trailer, and see some gameplay. I remember a few months ago, Hideo Kojima came out and said that he's really depressed after seeing the work that Rockstar does on their games. He's just really impressed. He just doesn't think that he can live up to or even get to those kind of like standards kind of thing. Like he looks at that and he's like, oh man, that's what people expect now. Like that's what it's gonna be like, and he just doesn't. I don't know. He doesn't have the confidence in him, or I don't know what it is. But after reading the IGN article, they were saying that the new Metal Gear Solid game is looking pretty good. So they're saying he's crazy. He doesn't have to worry about it.
Well, as long as it's not another massive video for $40 that you do like 3 seconds of playing.
Yeah, that's true. But what he said was what Rockstar has created and the world that they have created is super immersive. And actually, when I saw the PlayStation 4 version a few days ago, I got depressed again. The quality that they showed in the trailer was really impressive. I don't know. I find that really awesome when you can get praised by another developer.
Especially a developer who's been in the game for as long as Kojima has been.
Yeah. Another Grand Theft Auto thing. I forgot about this. There's a new update for Grand Theft Auto. I'm Not a Hipster is the title for this update. This brings new outfits, hairstyles, tattoos, masks, jobs, mostly online missions, a couple of online vehicles that have been brought over from single player. It is a free update available now on PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360.
Okay.
The world's largest video game collection has been sold. Have you seen that? Did you see the article?
I did see that. And it went for each game. If you broke it out for how much was paid for and down to the individual games, it was about $68 a game.
Yep, $68 a game. So the total collection sold for
he was pretty spot on his estimate.
Yeah, the estimate was between what?
700 and 800.
Yeah, I thought it was 6 or 7. I don't know, it was somewhere around
between 7 and 800.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah. Sells for $750,000, over 11,000 games. Even the auction itself had 50 bids. Palmer Luckey, which is the inventor of the Oculus Rift, actually had 2 bids on there.
And it came down to 2 people.
Yeah.
2 people were just gunning for this.
Yeah. It's I don't know. I find that pretty impressive, man. That's quite a bit of money to put up for a lot of video games.
Would you believe our boss was actually talking about that today?
Yeah, I can see that. It's
Yeah.
kind of one of those.
He wanted to know about the Nintendo Championship Edition cartridge, the rare of the rare cartridges.
Yep, that's a 20 gram like card right there.
Yeah, if you can find the gold one and not the reprint version.
Yep. FIFA 15 is going to be.
I can't talk about FIFA.
I know.
I won't make it alive outside.
I'm only mentioning this because it's World Cup season, and I know all you soccer fans care about this stuff. FIFA 15 is going to be, or the Ultimate Team Legends mode in FIFA 15 is going to be exclusive to the 360 and the Xbox One again. EA has confirmed this today. I believe.
Is it exclusive or is it exclusive window?
I don't know. I believe this has been exclusive for the last couple years, if not last year, for FIFA 14 on the Xbox One. I believe Ultimate Team Legends, which I guess is Ultimate Team just like it is in NHL. I don't play FIFA, so I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. That's what it says. I have no idea. See, that's what I take. When Microsoft says exclusive, it means exclusive window. But
I can't trust anybody saying exclusive anymore. It's exclusive window.
Yeah.
If you still haven't given it to anybody else after a year, then I'm going to start believing you in exclusivity again.
Yep. Another little piece of news here. Little Big Planet 3 will be released on the PlayStation 3 and the PlayStation 4.
And have you heard the great news about Little Big Planet 3?
No.
There's over 2 million user-created levels.
Yeah.
And at launch date for Little Big Planet 3, every single user-created level will be available to play, which means
that's intense.
This is technically the first of the next-gen games that is backwards compatible.
That's awesome. When the video game companies take it into their own hands, that's pretty awesome.
That is well done. You know what?
Yeah.
I got to applaud you on that one.
This
is going to push Sony that much higher.
Yep, I could see that. A couple of little last-minute things here. Aaron Paul is in a new Xbox ad.
Woo!
And it is apparently accidentally turning on Xboxes.
Oh yeah, I've heard numerous people on my Twitter feed screaming about this.
See, I've heard people talk about this before. This has been brought up right when the Kinect was first released. I've never had issues with it on my TV. I don't know. I don't know if it's the way my speakers are set up. I've never had an issue with it with the Xbox commercials being on. It never does anything to me. I watched this commercial. I purposely turned up my volume all the way on my laptop, and I'm 4 feet away from my Kinect camera. Turned it all the way up, and throughout the commercial, Aaron Paul is saying Xbox commands. He at first he says Xbox on, and then he goes through a couple commands.
Mm-hmm.
The initial command didn't do anything for my Xbox. It was already on. And then the second one I don't think did anything, and then the third one, whatever he said, it worked. Like I think he said Xbox watch TV, and it went right to the TV, and I was like, oh man, that's gotta suck.
I heard of another prank that somebody did when Xbox One was really first launched.
Yeah.
Someone renamed their Xbox Live account.
Yeah.
So that his name was Xbox Off, and he went into one of the massive, I believe it would have been the Battlefield 4 or one of those games, and he just stood there. Stood in the middle of all his teammates, and then one of them would have to talk to him. He's like, hey, Xbox off! Boop. No!
That's pretty good, actually.
Whoever you are out there, congratulations to you, sir, because that was a good prank.
That is pretty good. Last minute thing here. Apple, it's tech-related news. Apple has revealed a new entry-level iMac. This is $200 cheaper than the previous entry model. It is less powerful. It is the 21.5 inch is now going to run you $1,099. 1.4 gigahertz dual core processor i5, and this is available starting today.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds interesting. I don't know. Good on Apple for getting kind of cheaper products out there.
Well, and another thing for tech news, we actually have the Radeon Extravaganza this weekend.
Oh yes, I forgot about this.
Yeah, I've never been to it before. It's Radeon's trade show.
Is it in?
It's in Markham.
Okay, yeah, that's what I figured. Yeah.
and it's 12 to 6 on Saturday, and apparently it's free.
Yep.
Free admissions.
Yep. I don't know all the details on this. I'm just kind of...
If you are interested, if you're a LAN player who does a lot of Counter-Strike,
Yeah.
Dota 2, or you think you have what it takes to compete in StarCraft 2,
Yep.
take a look at their website and sign up, because there's a 12-hour LAN battle going on there for cash prizes. It should be an interesting event. I want to sit there and watch the pros play StarCraft, because I know
man.
I'm nowhere near that level.
Those guys are nuts.
I would blink and the game would be over.
Nuts.
Well, that is it for us this week, and we'll see you again next week. But before we leave you here, we're going to have one last song for you to listen to, so farewell from us here at Nerds of the North. Going back to our regular rotation on 102.7 Chop FM, we're going to leave you with The Final Countdown from Europe.